Welcome, everybody, to another episode of Connect the Knox. I'm your hostess with the mostest, Julia Hurley, connecting Knoxville to the nation. Thanks for joining us. Today's episode is amazing. You're going to learn a lot, you're going to have a lot of fun, and you're going to get to meet a very good friend of mine, Lisa Shiveler. Lisa, thank you so much for being here with us today.
Oh, it's my pleasure, Julia, to be here. I am so excited to talk about one of my favorite subjects, which is grants.
Woo! 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 All right, y'all, we're going to get into it because here's the deal. A lot of people don't know, and they really don't know, and this is why the podcast exists, how much opportunity there is in the Knoxville area. And when we say Knoxville area, friends, we're talking Crossville to Cocke County, 2 time zones. That's what Knoxville market is. Educational conversations, medical conversations, not-for-profit organizations and conversations. And people don't really know where to get these resources. And you know what? They don't even know where they come from. And Lisa's the expert on that. And this is what we're going to talk about today. So you know when you come to Knoxville, where things are coming from and where you need to focus. Lisa, tell us a little bit about your trips into Knoxville. Like, how did you end up here? Tell us your Knoxville story.
Well, my Knoxville, Tennessee story came actually as a result of natural attrition from Florida to Georgia, and now here I have landed in my perfect place in East Tennessee. The people here are amazing. The cost of living is remarkable, and who wouldn't want 4 whole seasons? I've never had that before. It's wonderful.
Sometimes in one day.
Yeah, sometimes in one day, as we just experienced. So it has been a real pleasure to get to do that. And I have had experience in lots of different things to bring me to this place, but I'm home. I'm happy. This is my new place. I might even start wearing more orange.
Oh, best color in the world. Best color in the world. No one looks good in it, so everyone looks great in it. That's my story on orange. It's the best color in the world. Okay, so it is. It's massive. All right, so here, I always ask people the exact same questions, and you know, it's interesting. No one has the same answers, which I love. Tell us about your profession, because this is very specialized. What you do is extremely competitive, very specialized, and even people who specialize in it have a massive failure rate, and you've succeeded everywhere. You are very rare in your career. So tell us about your career and kind of the flow of how that goes.
Oh, I'd love to. Thank you. So grant writing is basically asking people for money. We ask people that have money to give, foundations, private foundations, business foundations, the government, state, local, federal government, all for money to incorporate into projects that we want to have happen that are going to better the lives of East Tennessee residents in our area. So working for a college, which is Walters State Community College based in Morristown, we have an amazing 10-county service area in East Tennessee. And so my job is to get funds to support the entirety of Walters State service area and even beyond, because we have no geographic barriers. If you are an international student, come on. If you live in Knoxville, if you live in Kentucky, we would love to have you here as long as we can serve what you need from your educational standpoint. So after decades of working in nonprofits, I actually started my own grants business when I came to East Tennessee, because I realized that not a lot of nonprofits really had experience in that or the resources to do it. As you mentioned, that grant writing is a very competitive business, and between 10 and 25% of grants get funded. That's it. So I don't know about you, but most people don't like to be told no that often. So you get really used to and very good at not only relishing the no and relishing the feedback, but learning from that experience, learning from the programs that are offered, our funders, and really making it a great partnership, because that's what it's all about, is relationships. It's not about the money, although the money is an incredibly important part of it, but it's really about what can we do that's going to make the foundations look good, and what can we offer to our service area, our residents in Knoxville and East Tennessee. What can we do to make their lives better? Is it providing a service, a program, a funding opportunity? Perhaps it's travel. Perhaps it's getting to work on robots. And as we do in our summer camps, we have underwater robotics camps that are sponsored, which is so cool for middle school students. And they get to talk about flotation devices and what it's going to do and how to do ballasts and that sort of thing. I didn't know about that stuff in middle school. So it's really lovely that Walter State gets to do programs like that. We have an incredible array of foundations and funders that support our work, not just the educational components, what you would think of when you hear the words community college, but again, our youth programs. We have an amazing workforce training division that does all kinds of non-credit courses and is able to work with community members and businesses to personalize training, that sort of thing. I get money for those programs as well. So it really is the full gamut.
Oh my gosh, I can't even imagine. So, from someone who has zero conversational experience in this realm, zero, right? And I would say that's 95% of people, if not more. Okay. On this side of it, it's like, well, there's money out there. Obviously, people have foundations. I mean, there's foundations everywhere. You see somebody's name, or they've won money, or they have too much money. Thank God bless them. And they start a foundation. They're like, I have too much money. I need to give this money away. And you're like, thank God for your money. Like, thank you. You put your name on it. I still don't know what that means. That's awesome. I'm going to call you foundation. I don't even know what they do. But we know that they have too much money and they want to give it away. And we're so blessed that they want to give it away. Then you have to ask for it in a specific way. And then it needs to go somewhere that person's probably passionate about.
Yes. So you're absolutely right. So from the get-go, what you see is a headline. So and so foundation, Mackenzie Scott gave away all this amazing billions of dollars. Or this foundation, the Gates Foundation, so many worthwhile organizations that do that. But when you're looking at a grant, you can't just look at, they have money, I want some. You have to basically prove that you would be eligible to even apply for the money. One of the key, if I was going to talk to my younger self, or if I'm going to talk to anyone that has any interest in grants, the first thing I would say is do your research. Don't just look at a headline and try to grab for that money. Grant money is wonderful, and we are delighted that people have so much to share and are so blessed to share that with worthwhile programs. But the last thing that we want to do is to apply for funding that really isn't a good fit. I call it the square peg in round hole syndrome. If it's going to be a square peg for you or the foundation, don't do it. There are fabulous foundations out there that want to meet you where you are. As a nonprofit organization or as an organization that serves our community, there are also foundations that would welcome you exactly as you are, to be able to provide you with the funds that you need to do that. So I would really encourage all of you to do some research and see and ask questions. Most foundations are delighted to ask some questions or have frequently asked questions on their website. If you do a search, you can also always go to 990 forms. That is a standardized form. That is an IRS form. It is a publicly available form, so you don't need any special database to go into it. And all foundations are required to provide documentation of where they spent their money and how they spent their money. So it's a wonderful, easy tool. If you just pull up 990 forms and look for organizations in the Knoxville area, you'll find a tremendous array of organizations. Some may be only give to literacy programs. Others perhaps give to youth. Others are categorized by underserved populations, which may be folks that are low income or are first generation college students or who have perhaps been justice involved. All those factors may indicate good grants appropriateness. So just align yourself with it. Don't try to fit into someone else's mold. Be your fabulous self, and there's money out there for you.
I love that. That is fantastic advice for life in general, honestly. for life in general. Please just be you. The people that you need will come to you. I promise. I promise they will be there. It's going to just take longer if you're special, you know?
It probably will. Yes. Yes, it probably will.
Yeah, I find it. Okay. So here's something that may come to people's minds. What's the difference between a grant and a foundation?
Okay. So the grant is actually a proposal that you write, words on a paper, an electronic document that says, here's who we are, here's what we do. We're going to be fabulous at giving you what you want, which is people served, programs done, letters written, whatever it is that you want. We're the best organization to help you with that. So let me tell you why we're the best organization to help you with that. And we'll do it within your parameters, and we'll do it in your time frame, and we'll do it using some of your money and some community money and partnering together. And here's where we can be great. We know our community. We can build that coalition of people that also want to support our efforts. We just need you to help us start a program or get us over the finish line or create additional opportunities for sustainability in the programs that we already have. So that's really what you're doing when you're talking to foundations. So the grant is the actual proposal. The foundation is the place for the money. Think of it as a bank, if you will, right? Except that with
so it's
a
like
bank,
a fundraising effort, but you don't have to go eat gross chicken and back comb your hair, put on too much makeup. You're just writing you're not just, but you're writing a paper and sending it in. So that's basically, let's say, for example, you have something you need to fundraise for, or you have something you're passionate about and you really need this help. You really need this money. And let's say on this side of it, you would put together a fundraiser of 500 tickets at $500 a ticket, or sell a table for $10,000. And then there would be all this extra expense and cost, which we would consider a salary for a grant writer, maybe. And then you would still have to do all of the extra on top of that. And then you're competing with every person in the room to get that ticket because it may be a really rare ticket. So on your end of it, it's every grant writer is the ticket taker at the table. They're like, I bought a ticket to this event. And then somebody might have bought a table that you're sitting at, and you're like, all right, who's actually going to get to do the thing? So it's super competitive.
It is super competitive. And what you need to be mindful of is, in order to be competitive, you're a super competitive person. You're a driven person, Julia. You know, I love that energy that you bring to everything that you do in life. In order to do that, you know you need to win a lot in order to stand out from the crowd, right? It's not about ego. It is about, in fact, it's just the opposite. It's very humbling to be able to put yourself in the back seat and say, let me help others help the people that they can help.
We all know that real estate is location, location, location.
Our team at Just Homes Group has the true expertise, pairing buyers and sellers with the right opportunities.
Whether you're looking to buy or sell a home right here in Knoxville,
Lenoir City, Clinton, or Farragut, we have the expertise throughout every Knoxville surrounding area. Call Just Homes Group.
Julia, we were talking earlier about the grants process and how competitive it is, and just making sure that any organization, anyone that has an amazing idea there is probably grant funding out there for you. But in order to really be effective at it and to not spend countless hours submitting proposals that will end up not being funded, I would always encourage everybody to do research. Now, we have a wonderful organization called the Grants Professional Association. We have a chapter here in Appalachia that's based throughout East Tennessee. We have folks from Tennessee, Kentucky, everywhere, even North Carolina, that come together and talk once a month about that. There's a national organization called the Grants Professional Association that actually has grants writers that you can consult with. If you don't know where to start, they can maybe help you. So we were talking about 990 forms. 990 forms are IRS forms that every foundation has to support. And in doing so, you can get an idea. Oh, they supported a similar organization to ours, and they gave them $10,000. So I'm not going to ask for $100,000. likely if they gave them 10,000, they probably might not give me 100,000 off the bat, but it would give you a glimpse of what the funding opportunities were and to give you a glimpse of what actually happened. You can also then reach out to that organization and say, I know you got a grant from so-and-so foundation. Tell me what they were like to work with. Tell me how that was for you. So you want it to be a good fit for everybody and not waste the foundation's time and not waste your precious staff and volunteer resource time.
Oh my gosh. You have like the best advice for all of this situation. Oh, the best advice.
Live and learn. Live and learn.
Yes. Live and learn. That's fair. That's fair. So Walter State Community College, what people don't know across the country, honestly, and I think Tennessee is one of the only states that does this, if not the only, but it could just be one of the only, where the University of Tennessee has partnered with all the community colleges to kind of have that flow, right? So you get the Tennessee Promise, and then you kind of can go to a larger university if you so choose after the fact. Tell us about how the local community has impacted your ability and your conversation. Let's just say, for example, I mean, Walter State's a pretty gosh darn big name in the community college realm.
We have been the Community College of the Year 2 years in a row.
Yeah,
we
kind of a big
deal.
deal.
Award. I have to put that in. Our president would be mightily upset if I didn't note that. We are delighted to be able to work with community colleges throughout the state of Tennessee, but also to partner with our wonderful four-year institutions, University of Tennessee, and all the others that are within our state. We have a great partner relationship called matriculation agreements, where our students can start even with a non-credit class, right? If you've been out of college and you decide that you want to go back, or you never started college, non-credit classes can be a wonderful way of doing that. Walter State was thrilled to be able to be one of 4 pilot colleges across the state of Tennessee to receive through the Tennessee Board of Regents what's called a badge grant, or Reimagining Community Colleges grant. So it's really geared towards those students that don't know what they want to do. It's an opportunity for explicit career exploration and some other things. So that's a perfect example of how we got grant funding that can really improve the lives of East Tennessee residents and make that a seamless transition.
That's exactly what that grant did. That's exactly what Walter State did. You got a grant that made it all the way. Say that whole thing again. It created an atmosphere where the community actually benefited from the work that was there. It wasn't something that I think some people can imagine. Oh, well, this organization got money. It hasn't helped me.
Just serve 23 students. This is a 3-year grant that will allow us to explore career exploration, to link credit and non-credit courses. So if you took an OSHA 10 training because you thought that might be helpful, you have no idea what careers that might benefit. And so if you have an interest in that, we have those programs available. We have professional advisors that can help you say, gosh, I know I'm good at this and I know I like it. That's a perfect place to start. So be good to yourself. I know we were teasing about be your fabulous best self, but I really mean that. There are grants out there for you just doing what you do. If you have a great idea, there's probably a grant out there that can help with that. There's probably money out there from foundations that can help with that. But more importantly, as East Tennessee resident, we want everybody to be the best version of themselves. At Walter State, our tagline is write your story, right? You don't need to write your own story, somebody else's story. Write your own. Choose what you want to do, and we can help you get there. Maybe it is partnering with University of Tennessee. Maybe it's that you never want to set foot in a classroom, but you really want to do things that are hands-on. You really want to be of service to people. We have lots of service-oriented projects that you can do and be a part of and connect with the community. That's really what community colleges as a whole do really well. And Walter State, I have to admit I'm biased, but Walter State does it exceptionally well.
Well,
and
I will say this
because of
to
our
all of our
administration.
listeners out there. this is a huge opportunity to really hear this. And I think from a baseline level, you're either in the know or you're not in the know from a baseline level of really and truly what opportunities are out there. And I think a lot of people that we don't realize, Tennessee's education system, especially the higher education. I don't mean just college. Higher education is workforce development. In a story,
Absolutely.
we're extremely focused on workforce development in the state of Tennessee. It could be a 4-year degree, it could be a 2-year degree, it could be a certification. And Tennessee has put together so much effort that all of those things are valued and all of those things can be funded, and all of the people that want to take advantage of it we will find a way to get you where you want to go. And I think that outside of the state of Tennessee, that this system that they are building, that you are building with these grants, has made it available to out of this state people to come in and say, I don't know where I can get this help, but I know I can get it from this space. Or I don't know where to go, and everybody knows to go to you. It is a growing conversation that outside of the state of Tennessee, if you have a passion for electricity, if you have a passion for underwater welding, if you have a passion for being a physician, we have a teaching hospital for you. All of the things that are available through your grant writing into Walter State, which again, I'm going to brag on as well. I'm very well aware of the accolades that they have earned, that you all have earned from your hard work, filters out into growing this community by better and better every single day, by allowing people to do what they love and learn how to do it and make money doing it and provide back to their community. It's huge. Huge.
You are right on, Julia, and I can't thank you enough for mentioning workforce development, because that is such a driver for Walter State. And it should be a driver for our entire community. Everybody wants people to be happy, to live where they're happy, to work where they're happy, to do a job they love, and to have that community support. So opportunities like this, grants, I'll close the loop for you in that conversation. The governor's initiative on vocational education, so-called GIVE grants. Walter State was honored to receive not one, but 2 of those in a single year. We got nearly $2 million in funding through the governor's vocational education program. And we focused that on 2 areas, hospitality and manufacturing. So we have groups and our project directors that go out into elementary school and middle school and do career awareness. We have virtual reality goggles that can help students identify career awareness and put on these things and get under cars and open people up for surgery and do all these things virtually so they can really get a sense. The number of people, as I was growing up in middle school and high school, and when I was a director of admissions in a college in Georgia, the number of people that said, I want to enter the medical field. I want to be a doctor. I want to be a nurse. Oh, but not so much on blood, not so much in chemistry, not so much in anatomy. Well, those are core things. So if we can talk to our students and our students' parents and families when students are in 4th grade, 5th grade, 6th grade, and say, what do you like to do? What you might be good at something you never even knew was an opportunity for you. We want to plug them in to those opportunities.
The earlier you can have a conversation about opportunities, whatever they are, the earlier they can choose one.
Absolutely.
Or fail at one and be like, that's not for me, and I'm going to try someone else.
Well, and I'll say, this is my 7th career, not job, career. And each one of those has made me a better grant writer because I can pull from my admissions director experience. I can pull from my nonprofit experience. I can pull from my government experience, my community experience, my Chamber of Commerce experience. So get plugged into your community. That is the one thing that I would say. If you aren't sure what's available in your community, pay attention because it's out there. There are amazing opportunities in Knoxville, the greater Knoxville area, East Tennessee, everywhere you look. If you're not sure where to start, other than Julia Hurley's, Connect the Knox podcast, which is fabulous way of learning more about it, I would also recommend you simply pick up the paper Join the Chamber of Commerce as an individual. If you don't have a business that you're associated with, the Chamber has amazing opportunities for leadership, connection to business, networking. There's a lot of opportunities, and really, the more you can avail yourself of that, the more opportunities you have. If anyone is interested in learning more about grants, obviously there are a ton of grant writing professionals available, but I am happy to be a resource because I really love sharing this information. As you can tell, I'm passionate about it. And I really just want to make sure that people get connected to right opportunities and better lives.
This is the whole point of the podcast. The whole point of the podcast, connecting Knoxville to the nation. Who do you need in Knoxville? Who do you need help from? And we always have an answer. There is always a professional in Knoxville that is an exemplary professional, a top tier. People don't even know what Knoxville offers. People have no idea, and now we know. Every person I interview is all the way up here in their sector of what they offer. And they're all exactly like you, Lisa. They all say, call me, email me. I will help you with this. I want to make sure you're proficient at it. I want you to be the best, and I want to contribute to that success. And that's something that the Knoxville community is special for. I know it is. So wrapping that up, how do people find you and ask for help?
Well, they can find me through Walter State, Lisa Shiveler, and I'm happy to share that information. But I would encourage them really to look beyond that. I'm one person, and I'm certainly happy to take any and all phone calls, referrals, but I did mention the Grants Professional Association. There's also there are also nonprofit associations that do amazing networking and training for boards and nonprofits in grant writing. So I would encourage you to get involved in that. And finally, just be true to you. Look at your board, look at your volunteers, know what your strengths are, and then go out and be a part of marketing to those strengths, because it's going to be a great day to get that money.
Aside, now we're off the topic and we're going to exciting stuff. We're going to do the rundown. When people visit you and they've never visited the area before, where's the first place you take them?
Hard question. Every time I come to Knoxville, I go to a different neighborhood, because every neighborhood is like its own unique little city. And so if I had my perfect place, I would say, point on the map, find something in the greater Knoxville area, and be a tourist. That's my favorite thing to do, is to explore, not knowing what Knoxville has, but exploring what I don't know Knoxville has, and really relishing that uniqueness that Knoxville brings.
So you're in Morristown, right? One of our favorite areas, and it's one of the fastest growing areas in the Knoxville region right now. So big. Morristown is so hot right now. Your schools are exploding with popularity. Your new private school that was just built a few years ago, already at capacity, outstanding sports programs, outstanding education programs, a lot to enjoy in your downtown area. Tell us what your favorite spots in Morristown are.
Oh gosh. Well, I try to always work with local businesses. Those are my favorite. I love, they know me at my favorite coffee place. Oh, are you going to get your normal chai tea? Yes, I am. So that's really wonderful, that sense of community. So we have some fabulous, if you all want some things, we have everything from an amazing Mexican bakery. Juanita's Bakery is great. We have these great coffee places here called 60 Beans, which is now in 3 different locations, and they will treat you like family. The first time they get to know you, the second time you're family. It's amazing. They are wonderful for coffee and chatter and amazing crepes. So they're in downtown Morristown as well. We're working with downtown businesses in Morristown. We have the Little Dutch that's been there for forever and is a real cornerstone of our downtown. And then we have wonderful opportunities like the 1907 Brewery, which allows as a crafted brewery and has amazing things like trivia on Wednesday night. So if you all ever want to come up, you can do team trivia, and we have fun and have a beverage and really just relax and enjoy some good things. So Knoxville and has wonderful things, but Morristown is really growing, and if you all haven't been to Morristown lately, come see us. You would love to know what we're doing here.
Oh, Morristown's fantastic. I love it up there. I love it up there as a realtor, you know. Area, my favorite area.
We have homes for sale. Yes.
Y'all, thank you. This has been such a pleasure. I always love talking with you. You have unmatched energy and passion. And I think and believe very much that leaders in every community have to have that so other people can follow that and exude that. And that is such a great example of how much effort you have put into just being you and then giving you back to the community. It's amazing. I love it. Congratulations on all your hard work at Walter State. I know that you're going to continue to make that place leaps and bounds amazing. And they're so lucky to have you. I'm lucky to have you as a friend. We will see you very, very soon, hopefully. And
I was just trying to match your passion and energy. So thank you for that. I'm going to go have some caffeine. And it's been such a pleasure to talk with you about grants. And please let all your listeners know that we're always happy to be a resource. Thank you
absolutely.
so much, Julia.
Everybody, thank you so much for joining us for another episode of Connect the Knox. I'm your host, Julia Hurley, connecting Knoxville to the nation. Until next time.
Thank you for tuning into the show. Make sure to like and subscribe. Leave a 5-star review on your podcast player of choice. And if you would like information on moving to Knoxville, send me a private message. As always, this is Julia Hurley, connecting Knoxville to the nation.